Understanding the ethnic and linguistic backgrounds of Dutch peoples. The ethnic and linguistic backgrounds of the Dutch peoples are the result of a long and complex history shaped by prehistoric settlement, ancient and medieval migrations, regional diversity, and modern immigration. Below is a comprehensive overview that synthesizes the key findings from historical, linguistic, and demographic research. 1. Prehistoric and ancient roots, early inhabitants. The territory of the modern Netherlands has been inhabited since at least 70,000 years ago, with evidence of both Neanderthal and early modern human presence. The region saw a succession of prehistoric cultures, from Paleolithic hunter-gatherers to Neolithic farmers, e.g. Swifterband and Funnelbeaker cultures, who left behind megalithic tombs, hunebedden, and burial mounds. By the late prehistoric period, the area was a mosaic of different cultures, including Proto-Germanic and Proto-Celtic groups, setting the stage for later ethnic developments. 2. Formation of Dutch ethnicity, Germanic migrations, and tribal foundations. The most significant formative period for Dutch ethnicity occurred during the migration period, 4th–6th centuries AD, when Germanic tribes such as the Frisians, Saxons, and Franks settled in the region. Frisians dominated the north and coastal areas. Saxons settled in the east. Franks became prominent in the south, later forming the Frankish Empire. These groups intermingled with the existing population and with each other, creating the ethnic foundation for the Dutch people. Roman influence. Before the Germanic migrations, the southern Netherlands was part of the Roman Empire, which brought urbanization, infrastructure, and some cultural influence, though the region remained largely rural and Germanic in character. Gradual assimilation. Recent scholarship emphasizes that the formation of Dutch ethnicity was less about violent conquest and more about gradual migration, settlement, and assimilation of various groups. 3. Linguistic evolution, Germanic roots, and language development. Dutch is a West Germanic language, part of the Indo-European family, and shares roots with English, German, and the Scandinavian languages. The direct ancestor of Dutch is the Low Franconian dialect, spoken by the Western Franks. The language evolved through several stages. Old Dutch, 5th to 12th centuries, emerged from Low Franconian, with few written records. Middle Dutch, 12th–15th centuries, saw increased literary activity and regional dialect diversity. Early Modern Dutch, 16th–18th centuries, standardization accelerated, especially with the Staten-Vertaling Bible, 1637. Modern Dutch, 19th century present, further standardization and global spread, with about 25 million native speakers today. Relationship with neighboring languages. Dutch is closely related to German and English, and shares a dialect continuum with German, Low Saxon, Limburgisch, and Flemish in Belgium. Frisian, spoken in Friesland, is more closely related to English than to Dutch or German. 4. Regional dialects and minority languages. Dialect diversity. The Netherlands is home to a rich array of regional dialects and minority languages, reflecting historical and geographical divisions. Low Franconian dialects, Hollandic, Brabantian, Zeelandic. Dutch Low Saxon, spoken in the northeast, recognized as a regional language. Limburgisch, spoken in the southeast, recognized as a regional language. Frisian, co-official in Friesland, with about 400,000–500,000 speakers. Other dialects, Stadsfries, Urk, and Flemish dialects in border regions. Minority and immigrant languages. Frisian is the most prominent minority language with official status in Friesland. Papiamento is spoken in the Caribbean Netherlands. Yiddish, Turkish, Arabic, Berber, Seranan Tongo, Indonesian, and others are spoken by immigrant communities, especially in urban areas. Dutch Sign Language, Nederlandse Gebarentaal, has been officially recognized since 2020. Linguistic attitudes. There is a strong societal expectation for minority and immigrant families to adopt Dutch as the primary language, especially for children, which affects the maintenance of community languages. 5. Modern demographic and ethnic diversity. Current ethnic composition. As of 2024, the Netherlands has a population of about 18 million, ethnically Dutch, including Frisians, 74.8%, Frisians 2.8%, Other European, EU 6.4%, Turkish 2.4%, Moroccan 2.4%, Surinamese 2.1%, Indonesian 2%, Other African, Asian, Caribbean, etc. 9.3%. Immigration and superdiversity. Since the 1950s, the Netherlands has experienced significant immigration from Indonesia, Suriname, the Dutch Caribbean, Turkey, Morocco, and more recently, Eastern Europe, Africa, and Asia. About 14% of the population was born abroad, and 2 million residents have at least one parent born outside the Netherlands. Urban areas, especially Amsterdam and Rotterdam, are now majority-minority cities, where no single ethnic group forms a majority. The diversity of origins among migrants has increased, with no single group dominating, and a trend toward superdiversity. Linguistic impact. Dutch remains the dominant language, but many other languages are spoken in immigrant communities. The education system emphasizes multilingualism, with English, German, and French widely taught. 6. Relationship with neighboring regions. The Dutch share deep historical, linguistic, and cultural ties with neighboring Belgium, Flanders, and Germany, especially in border regions where dialects and cultural practices overlap. Dutch is the native language in both the Netherlands and Flanders, northern Belgium, with regional variations. Dialects, such as Limburgish and Low Saxon, cross national borders, reflecting the historical fluidity of the region. 7. Summary table. Key ethnic and linguistic features. Aspect details. Prehistoric roots: Neanderthals, hunter-gatherers, Neolithic farmers, megalithic tombs, Germanic tribes, Frisians north, Saxons east, Franks south. Language family: West Germanic, Indo-European. Related to German, English, Frisian major dialects: Hollandic, Brabantian, Zeelandic, Low Saxon, Limburgish. Frisian minority languages: Frisian, official in Friesland, Low Saxon, Limburgish, Papiamento, Yiddish. Immigrant languages: modern ethnic groups: Dutch, inclusive Frisians, 74.8%, Turkish 2.4%, Moroccan 2.4%, Surinamese 2.1%, Indonesian 2%, others immigrant background 14%, born abroad, 2 million with at least one foreign-born parent. Urban diversity: major cities are majority-minority with high ethnic and linguistic diversity. Cross-border ties: shared dialects and cultural practices with Belgium, Flanders, and Germany. 8. Conclusion. The ethnic and linguistic backgrounds of the Dutch peoples are the product of thousands of years of migration, settlement, and cultural exchange. From prehistoric hunter-gatherers and Neolithic farmers to Germanic tribes and Roman influences, the Dutch identity has been shaped by a rich tapestry of peoples and languages. Today, the Netherlands is a highly diverse society, with a strong Dutch linguistic core, vibrant regional dialects, and a growing array of minority and immigrant languages. The interplay of historical continuity and modern diversity makes the Dutch ethnic and linguistic landscape one of the most dynamic in Europe.